Hello, Hogziller here again. And in today's video, I'm going to do an informal review providing tips and tricks on how to complete the 1%ers scenario for Tropico 6. So, what I'm going to do is play one of my videos and just provide my thought process of what I'm doing during the video, which could hopefully help you in completing the 1%ers mission. This was actually done on hard difficulty. So some of the things are different between easy and medium difficulty. But I decided to do this on hard difficulty since really that encompasses all the issues you will find. So in this mission, you're trying to get moon deeds after a World's Fair. Um, but that'll be later in the scenario. The first thing we need to do is set up our economy. So what I'm going to do is do vehicles, since they do really good money-wise for this scenario. I'm setting up my coal and iron plus a bus depot so that my workers don't have to walk far from the center of town to do stuff. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to set up a second construction company because I'll have so much construction going and it'll just help out. I'm also going to go ahead and change the work mode for newspaper and radio station. I max out the budget to get higher liberty, plus change the work modes to ones that are penny saver and info ads, just so I can get a little bit of money when the Tropican residents are resting. But I need to increase the budget because on medium and hard difficulty, there's an increased risk of rebels, which will impact tourism. So I'm trying to prevent that by increasing the newspaper and radio and adding true separation on my constitution. As you saw in the video there, I added the steel mill and the vehicle factory. And what I'm doing now is adding rubber plantations and banana plantations. I'm adding the banana because it's going to be asked for later as one of the main quests. So I'm just going to wait until these plantations get built and then change them to multiculture so that I don't have any soil degradation. I'm going to max out the logging camps and the sawmill, plus the furniture factory, since furniture brings in a lot of money along with the vehicles I am currently building. So now I'm just going back up, setting my bus depot to go back and forth from the center of town, and setting my mines to profit protocol. If you have the money, set the tree nursery and chainsaw, because then you'll get increased logs, which will lead to increased planks, which will lead to increased furniture. Before, I did set my Great Wonder on the Cyber Operations Division and maxed that budget, so I could get the castle that I'm going to put on the tourist island. I also built the Pirate Cove so that I can set it to auto renew to get many rescued people, so I can have enough employees to man all the entertainment buildings. So I fulfill the demands of the Cyber Operations Center, set my reoccurring rescue many. I actually increase, at some point here, I increase my Teamsters so they can carry a little bit more. And now I'm just making sure that I have my hot rolling steel mill set so that I can start pumping out the vehicles. So at this point, I'm just looking to set my research. So I want to do my employee, penal colony, state loans, tourist port, economy hotel. I need to do airport, a snorkel bay, the casino, and the hydroponic bay. So now I am able to quickly set my Employee of the Month and Penal Colony. I catch a bad break here where Cyber Operations Center actually has a wait for 540 days. Not too bad considering I still have to kind of build the infrastructure on the tourist island. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but it could have been better. It could have just been a demand for money or product, which I could have quickly figured out. I'm just looking to see if I can get my firefighting helicopter. I'm just going to put my electric substation so that there's electricity across the entire island, which will be necessary. The next thing I'm going to start wanting to look at is getting my embassies set up. There's going to be 2 embassies that are going to be required for this mission. One for the Middle East and another one for the USA. Each one of them is going to have their own requirement before you can start the World Fair. The Middle East embassy is going to want a high park rating, so eventually you'll see me set up some parks near the embassies, and for the USA, they're going to want a good crime safety rating, so I'm going to set up a police station near the embassies. I'm just going to set these side by side, get the police station in there, get my parks, and I just set a little landing pad for the construction people. And then another requirement is going to be to have 10 decorative parks, so I just made 8 more 1x1 parks. Just waiting to see if the Cyber Operations Division can complete their mission to get the castle, as the castle will be one of the requirements to start the World's Fair, or Great Wonder, as it's called on the game. So now next thing we want to do is start building the tourist stuff. One thing I will note is the reason I maximized the radio and newspaper is because when rebels attack due to low liberty, then all the tourists leave, and I don't want that, especially on a map like this where rebels is a big issue, because then it's real hard to make money as everyone is trying to leave the island because of the rebels, and then you need to repopulate the island with tourists, and you'll actually see that happen later, but it won't hurt me too bad. You saw me build the research lab, which will help with gaining knowledge, because I'm going to need knowledge for the nuclear program later. But I did make a minor mistake by not setting one of the upgrades that continues to add knowledge, even if nobody is at the research lab. So now I'm starting to build my tourist ports along with my economy hotels. Economy hotels are the best because you can hold up to 36 different rooms when you set the work mode to half room, which you'll see later. Now that I've got the castle done and the state loans, I can build the castle, and I do make a minor mistake by not deleting the Cyber Operations Center, so now that's kind of draining a little bit of money. It's just some of the things you notice once you watch a video of your own speed runs afterwards. Some of the requirements for a quest later is to have a golf course, a gourmet restaurant, an airport, and a luxury hotel. So I'm starting to build that stuff now so that I can proceed along in the scenario. But I just have so much stuff that it's just taking a little bit to build, and that's why I built the second construction center, because of it. So now we are able to hold the first World's Fair. And you can see we're going to need 150 moon deeds, even though you really can't get to that number. But anyway, one minor thing here, and you'll see in a bit, is that the EU has an import demand. I don't actually catch it with my eyes right away, but I will try and import meat from the EU and speed up my dock so the ships come in quicker. Right there is the 10 decoration buildings, which I have accomplished. A very minor error here is I missed the golf course. So I just gotta wait for some money to come in so that I can do the golf course. So now I'm trying to figure out my mistake here. I need to do the gold from Mexico for the jewelry. Mexico will give you a break on importing gold, and you can do jewelry. And once you export enough gold, then Mexico will give you a good deal on exporting jewelry. So you're going to want to take that. You want to take both of those trade offers. I'm just catching up here on the meat for the EU. And I just need to set my airport to luxury airlines once it's researched. I always like to have two airports, one with luxury, one with economy, and then the tourist port, I want to have one as luxury and one as economy, just so you have a variety of people as tourists on your island. But I just trying to get the basic infrastructure set up right now. And I know a lot of people will say, well, why is my tourists always so horrible bringing in money? And I always bring up, are you sure there's not rebel attacks or foreign country attacks on your island? Because what will happen is it'll actually, I'm just going to actually pause it. And it's back that up just a little bit here. What that'll do is cause the people to flee, so they won't spend any more money. They'll actually go to the airport or tourist port to leave, and then you need to get people to come back in. So here's what the primary part of this scenario is getting this moon deeds. Strictly talking from a speed running perspective, there are certain ones you want to take, and then there's certain ones you don't want to take. The more moon deeds you get, the less amount of money you have to pay at the end to fill in the remaining amount of what you have to 150. So if you don't do any, it's like 2 million. But where we're going to end up is about a 500,000, which will have enough money to do that. So this first one here, strictly for speedrunning's sake, having 10,000 in the Swiss money bank, skip it. Just go ahead and skip it. Export jewelry. So definitely we want to start exporting jewelry so we can get a good trade route and get more money for the stuff we export. So now I'm just setting up some entertainment options for the tourists and making sure to set them up as tourists only items. I set up 2 golf courses with different work modes between beginner course and country club membership. I also have 5 luxury hotels because one of the moon deed missions later is going to be having so many rich tourists on the island, and luxury hotels are very good for that. So that's why I have 5 luxury hotels. I know later one of the things is cruise ships, having 3 cruise ships, so that's why I built 3 cruise ships now. One other thing to note is you want to make sure you're gonna want to build additional power plants. So I just built my 3rd coal power plant. You're going to end up building 1 more coal power plant as a 4th one because you have plenty of coal. You can do it with solar power. I just think it costs more money. It just takes more time. Just use the coal and work with that. I just wanted to pause it here because there was one here for population, and they want you to increase the population strictly for speed running. This is a waste of time. So I just go ahead and discard this one. I built my 6 snorkel bays because they bring in a lot of money once you set them to allow wild catch. And I built my 2nd airport, like I mentioned before, about doing that. So now I built my casino and nightclub. Casinos bring in a lot of money. Nightclubs bring in a lot of money. And they bring in different types of tourists, too. Arcade brings in the child tourists. The casino, double or nothing, doubles the fees, which is key, so I always set that. And I'm just updating the snorkel bays right now. As they build the cruise ships, there's my jewelry. Plus, now I gotta build 3 luxury entertainment buildings. This is why I don't build the yacht club right away. I save it and build 3 yacht clubs later, so I can accomplish this main quest. And then I always upgrade these 3 so that it's called a private landing. I just wanted to note that I did see the 3 cruise ship Moon Deed bet. So I just took that bet because I had 3 cruise ships and I have 15 Moon Deeds. While I wait for these luxury yachts. If you do the upgrade for a private landing, plus set it as a tourist with a maximum budget, you can bring in a lot of money with yacht clubs. I'm just building a few more economy hotels, all with half room as the work mode. That way you can have a lot of people on your island as tourists. So I should accomplish this main quest.
Entertainment.
Produce bananas. This is why we set those 3 plantations to banana, so we can accomplish this main quest. I do see here there's personal rights, total surveillance. I'm going to go ahead and fix the Constitution for that, just because I don't want to be dealing with that in 600 days.
Our comrades.
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and set up a few more rubber and banana hydro plantations, just to help out, because now I'm going to expand to a second vehicle, a plant along with some juiceries. This one right here, I just wanted to back it up here. Export electronics. I don't do this one because the gold is on the far north end of the island in the big crater, or you could you could use that oil and build a plastic plant and do the electronics that way. Big waste of time in the speed running of this game, and frankly, even if I was just regular running this game, I just skip it personally. So I'll just go ahead and skip that one. And now it's time to build a couple juiceries. They don't bring in too much money, but they bring in enough money. And it's better priced out than if you did nothing with the bananas or the pineapple. I built my fourth power plant, which will be needed here. Now I'm building the nuclear program. The reason I'm doing this now is because later there will be a main quest where you could do either a rebellion or a nuclear program. And the nuclear program allows you to, you can start building the bomb ahead of time, and it can just sit there complete, and you would accomplish the, you're going to accomplish the main quest immediately by doing that. As compared to a rebellion where you need a commando garrison and you need to then incite the rebellion, and so that takes time, and in a speed run you don't have time. Here's a shopping mall food variety, so you need the 11 different varieties of food all in the shopping mall all at the same time. In speed running, major waste of time, so skip it. So that's what I did there. I just need enough moon deeds to kind of get into that $500,000 range. Um, that's exactly what I need. So I don't need to accomplish every Moon Deed mission. So I'm just checking to make sure are there any things I need to research. Nuclear program, I'm going to set it to max so I can get the bomb built quickly. I corrected my mistake about the upgrade to research even when people aren't there. Make sure I set half room to all these economy hotels so I can cram as many people into the hotel as possible.
Oh, I am so impressed.
So here, this is an example of one that you do want to take that I referenced earlier, with having at least 50 rich or filthy rich tourists. I backed it up here maybe just a little too far, but so here's 50 filthy rich tourists. Just take the bet. This is an easy bet. Take the 15 Moon Deeds. This is why I have the luxury hotels.
Delightful.
So I'm just making sure everything is set to tourist, because you'd be losing out on money if it was not tourist, because you charge a much lower rate. But citizens on the island could go to these places then. But I don't want to do that in this particular case. Now I'm building an aircraft carrier so that when I do have rebels that'll be starting up here real soon, they can be removed quickly and efficiently with airplanes. I'm probably overbuilding just a little bit. You don't want to have too much stuff so that when the rebellion attacks do start, you don't have so much of your budget dedicated towards empty rooms or empty entertainment buildings. And right there is the guerrillas attacking. So I'm going to lose everyone from the island, and then the only people that'll be on there are anybody new that is coming in. Right there is, they want you to do 18,000 or 1,800 in prison, convict labor. If you do have a prison, you might want to do it, but strictly for speed running, skip it. Because you have to wait for that money to build up. And there's going to be this one here. Earn money from entertainment building fees, 30,000. We do take this one. This is probably a horribly timed Moon Deed request because everyone had just left the island with that guerrilla rebellion. But I will get some people here. You can see the ships and the planes will come in, and we will get to that 30,000. If you didn't have that guerrilla attack, you would get it quickly. You would get it in probably a matter of 10 seconds, 15 seconds, maybe a little longer, but it wouldn't take long based on the number of hotels I have and entertainment buildings to quickly get to 30,000, which is why I generally take this one. So now we just need to wait. It seems like it's going up slowly, but then all of a sudden it fills up quick. So we'll just wait here a little bit and let the people come in here. And I don't do any of the optional quests along the left-hand side for speed running purposes. I can complete this quick enough that they don't come back to haunt me even on hard. Unless it's like the EU import request, I generally try to take care of that one right away. But you can see now we're almost up to a third of the entertainment cost. Here, there was a protest for healthcare. I just said I would do something about it. I'll have this mission accomplished in one before I even have to deal with it in 1,400 days. So I'm just going to leave it. You what I want to say is you do not want to increase their healthcare happiness, because there's going to be something later, a main quest, where one of the options is to say have low happiness or lower their happiness. And if you increase their healthcare, they're going to be happier, and you're not going to be able to do that. So I intentionally keep their healthcare low. So we just give it a little bit here. You can see it's rapidly increasing right now, the fee money. But I should have it here any second. I'm almost sure. Yep. There we go. So I got that. So now, after I get the tourist fee money, I am going to pause the newspaper and pause the radio station, plus issue the martial law edict. Because one of the additional things that's going to be a main quest is having low liberty. And by pausing the newspaper and pausing the radio station and issuing martial law, that'll tank your liberty. Sure, it'll issue guerrilla rebellions, but you will be able to immediately click low liberty, and that main quest will be accomplished. So I notice here I didn't do martial law. I'll just do martial law real quick. And now my liberty will tank. I have my bomb ready for when that part happens. It's going to be real quick. There's going to be a number of things that happen in real quick succession. So that's why I'm mentioning a lot of this now. And I'll try and pause it here too to show you. Or you could slow down my video. So what I'm doing now is I'm pausing some of the hotels because there's so few tourists on the island now. It's just a drain on my budget. So I'm just trying to kind of shore up some of this stuff. So now I'm just making sure everything's maximized. Aircraft carrier is good. Waiting for the next moon deed request. Making sure the healthcare stays low here because I need low overall happiness. This one here, have the homeless. This is an optional one. Sometimes I have 200 homeless and I just do it and be done with it, you know. I just take it and get 15 more moon deeds. And if you don't have 200 homeless, you can just discard. Normally how you would just do this if it wasn't a speed run is you would just pause everyone's housing and they'd be considered homeless then, and you'd quickly get this if you really needed the moon deeds.
A little wager between us. I won.
So there should be another moon deed request coming in. I just noticed here that I probably need another steel factory. So I'm going to build another steel factory so I can supply the vehicle plant. Set it to max. Now I'm going to get rid of the construction company because I'm not going to be building a lot of stuff. So I don't need all that stuff sucking my budget. So now I'm just waiting around. I haven't exactly figured out when it triggers the moon deeds. I figured that it is something to do with when the World Fair starts, and then it's so many months or years after each event that you get the request. So I haven't exactly figured it out yet. I haven't done research on that. Here's another request to activate upper class in every modern mansion. Waste of time. We're just going to skip that.
I won.
And wait for the next one, which should be a cigar-related one. And I don't have any tobacco plants, and I don't have any cigar factory. Plus, you would be wasting time trying to export the cigars. And for the speed run, that's not important. I'm going to do a little more pausing right now. Go ahead, deal with the gorillas because of the low liberty. Just wait here a little bit more. It should be any second here. We should get another moon deed request. Just checking to see if I have enough iron. Got plenty of coal. Okay, export cigars, 5,000. Waste of time for speed running. Don't need them. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this one. So now a bunch of stuff in rapid succession should occur. So I'm gonna try and pause it for each one. So now you have a couple main quest decisions. You could either bet on low faction rating or bet on low liberty. Usually I only have one or two factions that are mad at me that enough to be below 35, but in this case I have 4, so I could have selected faction, but most of the time I select liberty. You can see it's 10 out of 35, so obviously 10's below 35. I'm going to select low liberty.
To become the man in the
And now I accomplished that part of the quest. Now I paused it again. Now this is the provoke rebellion or develop nuclear bomb. Like I mentioned earlier, you need the commando garrison. You need to issue the provoke rebellion. That takes time. Speed running, that's bad. I already have the nuclear bomb developed. It's just sitting there doing nothing. So I just bet on nuclear bomb.
You know, business
Done.
is
Get 5 moon deeds. Now, the next main quest is compare your average job happiness, which has to be below 45, which it is not. It's at 55. Instead, we're going to do the average overall happiness below 48. And that's why I didn't do that healthcare happiness, because that would have possibly raised it above 48. And that's why I didn't build any housing. Like, I might build a lot of convalento homes around the island for the homeless, but then that raises their overall happiness, which I don't want. So I'm going to select bet on low overall happiness and immediately get this one. So I got that one. Now the World's Fair is over. So I only have 52 out of 150 moon deeds. I need to buy the rest, like I mentioned at the start. If you didn't really do any, it would be like $2 million. I think I tried that once. But if you were to do as many as you humanly could, I think I did it once where it was only 100,000 they wanted, which ain't too bad. But I don't remember if that's exactly correct. So I'm going to select this new quest. It says buy the remaining moon deeds, spend 500,000. I'm going to most definitely click on that. I just end up with another request here that kind of pops up, but now you get this win game. So I was able to accomplish the win game here by spending 500,000 on the remaining moon deeds. That is really all for this video. I know I went through everything really quick because this is a speed run video. So if you do have any questions, comments, corrections, or anything you noticed, then leave a comment below in this video and I will try and answer it to the best of my ability. And if you like these kind of videos, press that thumbs up button so I know you like these kind of videos and I can do it for other Tropico 6 scenarios. And if you could please subscribe to my channel so that you're notified of when I put out additional videos. So thank you for watching and I will see you next time.